Good morning, Canadian Yarn Hoard. My name's Alyssa, and today we got a few things to discuss. First, I wanted to show the progress on what I've been working on. So it may not look like much, but this is half of it done. So now I'm on the back and just the front half and then sleeves. I did want to talk about these guys. I just got them in the mail last night. They are needle point protectors, which is a wonderful thing because they do not let your stitches fall off. It is a great thing to have. They do add a little bit of personality. These guys are little bats, so it's a full package of bats. And I do absolutely adore them. So that's that. Put this aside. Oh. And then I also wanted to talk about today's project, which this is what it looks like finished. It is a very beautiful pattern. So this side's the black side, and this side would be the purple side. It is reversible. It is a little bit more complicated to do. It's not quite simple. I am working with a discontinued yarn. It is something I have a lot of, but it is a cotton. So it is an 87% cotton and a 13% nylon. It is an older yarn that I got from Michael's. I do not know of another yarn like it, but what I'm going to be working with to pair it with is a Loops and Threads classic cotton, and this one's black, so that's what I'm going to be working with today. Just put them there, and I'm going to move over to my overhead camera and we will get started. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the hook. Oh, yes, I should say I am using this Boyd hook, which is a 4.25. I will link it and everything in the description box below. And I do hope today I earn your like or subscription. If you have a comment or a tip, by all means leave it below. I would gladly love to hear it. And what we're going to do is we are going to chain 31. So 1, 6, 7, 10, 16, 17, 2, 6, 7, 30. So there's our chain. So then there are two ways that we're going to do the color change that you can do the color change, and I will talk about. But what the stitch starts with is you're going to turn, and in that first chain, not the one here, but this one here, put your hook through your first chain. Now you're going to over the hook, 1, 2, go into this loop, around the hook, 1, around the hook again, pull through 2, around the hook, pull through 2. Now you're going to repeat that 5 more times in the same stitch. 2, 3, through 2. Do it again. 1, pull through 2, through 2. So now you have 3. You want 5. 1, through 2, through 2, through 2, through 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you're going to skip 2 and you're going to go into this. Now the name of this stitch is called the Puffy shell stitch. It is one of my favorite stitches. It is actually really easy to get the hang of, I find. again, 1, 2, you're in the third one on the chain, go in, through, 2, 2, 2, so that's 3, 5. And it is a very textured stitch. You can very much feel it. It's a really nice stitch to work with. Skip 2, 1, 2, this one, back, skip 2, in that loop, 1, 2. 5, skip 2, and pull through 2. But again, 3, 5, skip 2, that one. Right here, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Go into this one right here, just the knot. Go in, loosen up a bit, into the knot, and there you go. Oh, I do like to stop right there on that last one. Now, you are more than welcome to continue on and have a beautiful one-colored shell stitch. It will be the same. I will show what it looks like, but I'm going to then frog it, come back to this. I will show you how we frog it. So now this part is where it gets the texture. So you've got your chain 2, you've turned, and that is your first stitch, and you want to go in the back of the loop. And you do 1 through 2, and then you do 2. So you have the post and 2, and then you go 1, 2, 3, and you put your hook in here into this third one at the top, and you go through right through the bottom, right through the stitch, and you make a single crochet. What that does is that creates the texture. So we'll do that again. So you look for this stitch right at the bottom between the 2 shells, and you go into the back of the bar, and you're going to do 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now you go 1, 2, 3. So you count these 3, 1, 2, 3, and you want to pull it apart, and you see there's space there. You put your hook through, pull it through, and make a stitch. And you do that to the end of the row. So 1, 2, 3, and 5. So here, there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There. And here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, two, three. So the top stitch at the top of the fan is where you put your hook in. And now this one's the end. So you want to grab this stitch right here at the top of your chain and go into the back loop. So you're only in the one loop. Come through. 1, 2, 3. Now you just continue on with that until you have your desired length. We're going to do 17 inches. I'm going to finish this one. When I come back, I will start on the double color. So we will just have the no border hand towel on this, and then we're going to do the double color. So I will be back, and when I do, we'll be changing colors. All right, so now that we have it at a little over 16 inches, so it's about 16 and a half, I'm going to start doing the last row, which is single crochet here, 1, 2, a little bit, and then you go just a little bit, 1, 2, yes, Bella, 2, 3, stitch. Go. Now, if you want to change color, you can change color. I think because I decided I didn't want to frog it out, I figured having one full color and then one two-tone, which I will do next. Just gonna finish the border, but I know you've seen this in the earlier video of the simple hand towel. This is tangled nicely. Go. That'll work. So now, 1. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put a stitch marker in here, pink one, right in there. And now you're going to do a single crochet stitch and single crochet all around the board. There's 2 there, so you do 2. Or there's at least enough space for 2. So just kind of fill in the holes where you see them. Trying to make it so that they aren't over top of each other. If they are, decrease one. What I mean is you'll see that they're pushing each other out of the way. Trying to vie for the space, which this one isn't easy. You just casually go along, seeing where you want to put a stitch. Yet again, as I said, this first row is always longer. So we're just going to go around about 3 times. Maybe, I think I did 4 with the black one, so I might do 4 again, just to give it a little bit of width, only because the shell stitch actually does shrink a bit. So whereas 30 stitches on this one is going to be smaller than 30 stitches on the simple one, hand towel. So and you're just going to keep going around. We'll do this border for both of them. So either this full color, same color one, or when I finish the 2-tone one. The border's just the same, just a simple single crochet border. Just to add a little bit of width, a little bit of simple elegance to the border. And when you do the 2-tone, if you want to not cut the yarn, you would need 2 balls of each color. And then what you do is you just, I'll show you in a minute, no big deal. Probably not great to explain it without visually anyways. 2, 3 is around that corner. The yarn at the end of the ball. Always so much fun. And I find no matter whether it's a center pole or an outer pole, you always have this when the ball gets down too small. It's just the way it is. It is all part of it. That's good. Hitting my stand, my overhead stand. Two. Two. Center 1. 2. 2. And if you want, you can always go into this upper stitch just to tighten the holes up. So that way, as opposed to having these holes, it won't do that. But I'm doing that today with this one. Here's the problem. The end keeps tangling every minute. And you're going to do 2, 1, and then 3, 3, because that'll go around that corner. Sorry. So now you're around the corner. Start working down the side. Continuing down. As I said, you will continue doing this for about 2 more rows, 2 to 3. It usually depends as I'm doing it. I usually try to see what I like. If I want to add another border, if I think it'll work, do that. If not, usually decide to end it after 3, or like I said, 4 or 5. Usually a good border number. Just about most things I like to do, although sometimes you want a couple of inches or 3 inches or whatever. Borders are all subjective to whatever you would like to make them look like. And I do hope to earn your like or subscription today, or maybe if you wanted to share it on your favorite social media platform, or if you wanted to leave a tip or trick or comment that you have for knitting, crocheting, or whatever, I will gladly look into it or pass it on. Just keep going down each line of the border, reaching where we want to put the next stitch best. Just keep going almost to this end, and I will stop and I will come back when I'm two-tone so you can see that. Last. Actually, it's not last corner, but next corner will be the final corner. So here you want to go 1, 2, just as we did for the other one, and you might be able to get a third one in here. 2, and as I said, if you really, really want to, you can always grab it and pull it in, and then it will close that hole a bit. But not on this one. I will probably do that on the next one, so I'll show you that as well. 2, 3. Then you're going to grab this, and that is the end of the first border row. So I will come back when we are ready to do the next colors, and I hope to see you there. All right, so here we are back. I did this one 4.25 millimeter, but I think I'm going to do this one the 3.75. I would like a little bit tighter, so let's see how that looks. That there, and we're going to start the next one. So we're going to do 32. 6. 16, 17, 18, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 31, 32. Oh. Hey, no fighting, guys. Sorry, cat fight behind me. So I'm going to turn the chain, skip this one, and go into this one. So we're going to have 1, and then we're going to do this again. 1, 2, into the third chain. And then you're going to do 5 in here, double crochets in here. 2, 3, 4, and 5. So there we go. There's the 5. Now we're going to skip 2 again into that one. And there we go. And we're going to repeat that all the way down the chain. So let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now oh, hello, Willow. How are you, sweetheart? You want me to turn that off? Or you're okay with it? Alright, so I'm going to finish this and we will be right back. So here's Willow visiting again. This is the fun of crocheting with cats. Oh, Willow, don't do that. Don't do that. Oh, sorry about that. This is what it's like. Have to stop and pet right underneath. Well, I will get back to work as soon as he gives me a break. Okay, so now that I've gotten the first row basically done to this part, so you're on the very last, pull through one, and then you would normally pull through, but this is a great way to change color. We just have to find the end. Here's the black. You're going to put a loop on your hook, pull through, tighten. 1, 2, 3. 3. Turn your work. Now, if you wanted to, you can trim this long purple one off, or I will show you the other method. You will have a lot of tails if you trim. 2, 4. That one right there. Go through. 2. And then I like to twist that piece around and pull through 2, and now you do that again. Take this little black threads, I'm going to hold them in the front, come up, and now you've pretty much buried your end. So you can't really see the end there anymore. Now you're going to continue down this row. I will say there's a very distinctive difference in textures between the two. The purple is much softer yarn, so you can really feel the softness. Whereas if you grab, some of the cotton is very, very soft. It's just, this is one of those really soft yarns that just feels so deliciously exquisite in your hands. It's a nice texture. Number 5. So you just keep going, just as you did as if it was the same color. So if you didn't change, there isn't really much change. The only change is at that end of the row, you just change colors. So 3, 5, 2. This one, a piece of it. Grab it and pull through. So this one, you go to the back of the loop, and that, just doing that, going into that back loop, is where you get the texture of the puff for this particular stitch. Two, 1, 2, 3. So that one, is where you want to do it, and then you're going to go into this back one here. 1, 2, 3. And as I said, you're just going to do that. Now I have to open the next yarn. These also open in an unusual way. So you have the back one label, and then this label is right here, and you want to pull them out, and there you go. That's why this is an unusual label. It was an unusual yarn, but I'm going to add a second yarn here, which is purple. And then you're going to come up, tighten, 1, 2, 3, turn. Now you're going to have so many tails and so many different yarns. This will get complicated, but as I said, if you wanted to trim, not a problem. I just wanted to show this version. 1, 2. Then you're going to go, oop, I did that wrong. So I'm going to frog back. 1, 2, turn, and 1. Back of the stitch. Like I said, for tails, what I like to do is trap them. Wrap around there. Three, and then hole. Five, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1. I may end up having to trim this anyways. I have not done this as a test yet to see if just 2 work, but I am noticing that both the strands are on one side, so I have a feeling that I'm just going to end up trimming them anyways. So I'm going to do that now. I was hoping it would work sometimes, but I think that's with just 3 colors. So when you have a 3-color change, it always ends up back where it should. I'm going to trim the black one. And I am one of those people who cannot stand tails. They drive me crazy. I will darn these in, but I will show you how I add the color. So, 1, 2, 3. Wrap around your needle. Loop. Go through. Yarn. Through. Sorry about that. And this is number 3. And then, as I said, just darn in your ends. and continue on until you have about 16 inches, and I will come back show you then. And I know that he's really looking forward to getting to know you better. So here it is to get all of it done, all of the ends in. I've done the stitch count on the end, and now I'm just going to do a border just like I did on the other one. So 1, 2, so we are going to, that was a loud car, just go down this side. The stitches, just like you did with the other one. If it seems too far, put a stitch in so that way it's not pulling, because you don't want it to pull, you just want it to gently follow. And you will have bigger edges because you have put it darned in those edges there. So that will happen. You just keep going. Eventually, you'll be done this side, and then you'll be back onto stitches. One there, and since I've already shown this, I will come back at the end, and you'll be able to see all of it at the end. So there it is, all done. I only did 2 around the border because I do have to get going. And there's the other one, and there's the full one. So I really hope I've earned your like and subscribe today. I hope you have a great day, and I hope to see you the next time. Have a good one.